I'm in a relationship with a girlfriend, and she's great, and I'm not perfect either, but say she's having a mood. And I don't want to get necessarily sucked into that mood because I'm responsible for my own stuff, and it's difficult not to get sucked into what. So give me something, and I'll go. Honestly, I'm sure there's more that I can mine from what you said. I'm going to get your CDs, and I'm just going to listen to it over and over. But give me something real practical. Do I take 3 deep breaths, or?
First, we will give you a clear understanding of exactly what's happening to you and why you feel the way you do. Okay. And then we'll give you some practical words that you can say to yourself, which will set your tone in the right way. And then we'll give you some things that you could say to her that won't cause her to kill you.
Yeah, I've said some of those things, and that's why I'm asking.
Well,
Well, you're responsible for your own happiness.
No.
Yeah. No, I wasn't that stupid, but that's the first thing you want to say, and it's not going to work, so.
Here's a basis of understanding. A mother said to us one day, as we were guiding her away from kowtowing to her son, she said, "Won't my son feel abandoned if I take your approach?" And we said, "We're not asking you to take your attention away from this person. We're encouraging you to give 100% of your attention to the positive aspects, and no one feels abandoned." In other words, we're not asking you to ignore your girlfriend. In fact, we want you to give her your undivided attention. We just want you to give your attention to who she really is, not who she's being in this moment. So here's the most interesting thing, and we touched on this already. So let's say she's having one of her moods, and it is exaggerating your desire for her autonomy. It's exaggerating your desire for her to find her happy balance. It's exaggerating your desire to be in a happy moment here and now. And so this thing that's going on with her and things like that have caused you to put, literally, her, the new and improved version of her, the happy, uplifted, aligned version of her, into your vibrational escrow. And now the reason that you feel so bad is because she, in her behavior, and because of your attention to her behavior so that you're not strongly connected to this, because you dabble in both aspects of her, she can call you here. So as you look over your shoulder at who she is being rather than forward to who she really is in your vibrational escrow, you feel the ripping apart of you, and it's because of her. Now, what's really helpful is if in the middle of that awareness, if you could say to yourself, I would not be feeling this discord if this specific relationship had not caused me to be something that now this specific relationship seems to be keeping me from being. In other words, that's why it is so annoying. That's why relationships are so intense, because they cause your expansion, but they're also, if you let them be, the reason that you don't take to your expansion, which is what makes it extra, extra uncomfortable. So now you get that. You understand that completely. So now understanding that will really help, because you know how if you're watching a child learning to walk, you don't say when the child falls down, "Get up, you little dummy." There's a softness in your awareness because you understand that they're finding their balance. And so when your girlfriend or anyone is not who she really is, you don't have this knee-jerk reaction to it because you're able to see who she really is. Now, here's the thing that we really want you to hear, because it sounds like she's pulling you back from what you have become. But we want you to know that if you really have practiced your book of positive aspects, if you've been appreciating, if you've been looking deliberately while she's sleeping, while she's not with you, while she's meditating, while she's happy, if you've been looking at the times that are easier at who she really is, then this will be the most active part of your physical human vibration, and she will not be able to call you so easily back there. All she is doing is being a representative of that end of the stick, which you must be beating fairly frequently, or you wouldn't be able to be called there so easily, you see. And so now, understanding all of that, let's say she sucked you back in to the negative and you're there with her, commiserating, and you feel rotten in it. So you could say to her, I love you so much that I've given up who I really am to come here and complain with you. Now, that's the truth of what's happening.
It kind of is, yeah.
And you do love her so much. But then say to her, but there's a part of me that even though I want to be here to comfort or to even commiserate or even to agree because you're wise and you're not without making a good point here, I can feel that I'm making a choice that in the long run is not going to be good for us. If I keep doing this, in time, I'm going to resent being here because I don't feel good in this conversation. And that really is the truth of it. In other words, in time, it just wears thin. And then you could say something like, you know, we're not so different. I know we are so much the same, but you are more intense in that things matter more to you. And say to her, and I love you for that because I know we're expanding because of the intensity that you live. But I'm not wired that way. And when I try to be like that, I can feel that it pulls me apart. And then you misunderstand and think that I'm mad at you. And I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at me for not being who I am. I want to love you under all conditions, and I hate it more than words can tell when I resent you. Because I want to love you. I don't want to resent you. But when I feel bad and I think you're the reason I feel bad, then I resent you. It's just that simple. So I'm working on it, say to her. I'm working on it. I'm going to reach the place where no matter how you're feeling, I'm going to feel good because I want to stand as someone who calls you toward feeling good. And then say to her, and I know you think that what I'm saying is I'm stronger and I'm better, and that's not anything that I'm saying about this. It isn't about who's right and who's wrong, because I don't deny that you're making good points. They're just not good points that feel good to me. You're just making a lot of factual, good points that are accurate and true that don't feel good to me. And I've decided that the world's full of truths that I don't want to vibrate with and truths that I do. And so I'm just sifting here. And then make a long list about then, because she's revved up, you've got her attention, but you've made her feel like you think you're superior to her. In other words, that's the way she's translating it, because she's over there and you're over there, and that's the way that will translate. So then you want to say some things that now bring her closer to who she really is. So you say, I can't even find words to describe to you how much I want to be with you. And I can't think of anything that makes me feel worse than me even making a small decision about not being with you. Say to her, when I walk out of the room or when I try to block out what you're saying, I think the reason it feels so bad is because it defies the most important thing that's in my vibrational escrow, and that is this relationship with you. I can't think of anything that is of a higher priority for me than my relationship with you. Now, doesn't that sound good? Wouldn't she want to hear that? I can't think of anything that is a higher priority for me than my relationship with you. Magical words that every girl wants to hear. Nothing is more important to me than my relationship with you, except this one little thing. If I'm not feeling good, I don't have anything to give you. So I'm just not going to go there. It doesn't mean I'm not loving you. I'm just not going to go there. And then explain to her this expansion thing that you're upon. Say to her, it's going to be okay. Say to her, you know, there's this sort of thing that happens where the more insecure you feel, the more strangled I feel. So then the more I want to be free, the more insecure you feel. So then the more insecure you feel, the more strangled I feel. The more strangled I feel, the more insecure you feel. And we've got to have a way of working this out. And I figured out what it is. If I can convince you that I'm not going anywhere and that I'm loving you no matter what's going on in the moment, and I stick around long enough that you understand that, then you'll stop holding so tight. And when you stop holding so tight, I won't be pulling so hard. And when I'm not pulling so hard, you won't be holding so tight. And when you're not holding so tight, I won't be pulling so hard. And then we'll all be in the same happy place, loving each other the way I believe we were born to be.
That's wonderful.
Another thing that is very helpful to know, you can have these conversations in the privacy of your mind, and it will serve exactly the same purpose as if you say them out loud. Because as your vibration shifts, you'll align with who you are. And when you align with who you are, law of attraction won't match you up with one of her moods.
Gotcha.
And the only reason you could ever get matched up with one of her moods is because you're still over there in the I know what I don't want phase. We have enjoyed this interaction more than words can convey. It is exhilarating to come together with those like you who are coming more and more in every day to know who you are. We know that we have presented to you in a way that you have really heard it, a full picture of who you are. You have the sense of this non-physical you that is in the process of becoming. And it is our desire that as you are moving through your moments day by day, that you never lose conscious awareness of the two vibrational perspectives of you and you. Your emotions are all about that. The better you feel, the fuller you are. The worse you feel, the emptier you are. The better you feel, the more you are who you have become. The worse you feel, the more you're pinching it off and not allowing it right here and now. We want you to know that your negative emotion is not our negative emotion. When you feel negative emotion, it's not because Source or Abraham or your inner being are disappointed in you. When you feel negative emotion, it's the simple dynamics of you choosing a frequency that's different from who you really are. Bless your guidance system that lets you know that. And let your dominant intent day by day be to fill yourself up with the energy of you. Praise yourself and others into alignment. Look for reasons to bask and appreciate. When you find yourself complaining, laugh and say, whatever am I doing using this as my excuse to rob myself of the energy and vitality and worthiness and wisdom of who I really am? Be playful about it. There's no urgency anywhere because you can't get it wrong and you never get it done. And so as you're moving through your experiences, if you will adopt an attitude of appreciation for every rascal that is irritating you, and you will recognize that this rascal irritated you into an expansion that you aren't allowing yourself to experience right here and now. In the moment of that acknowledgement, your appreciation of the irritating rascal will become the dominant vibration within you. And from wherever you stand, you can begin to reap immediate benefits of all that you are. You see, you know in your physical world that there is a fruit on a tree, but before the fruit could be there, ready to be eaten, the tree had to be planted, and the soil had to be tended to, and the tree needed its nutrition, and the fruit needed to ripen, and then eventually you could pluck it, and you could benefit by this very ripe fruit. What we want you to understand is that all of the fruits of all of your labors are ripe and ready for plucking. You've done your work. You've done your step 1. We've done our step 2. Step 3 really is the going to the tree at the right time and plucking the ripe fruit. In other words, that's where you're at. Let all of your efforts be toward that step 3 process. Give up on the idea that you're not enough or that you're not in the right place or there's more that you have to learn. Give up those limiting ideas because none of that is true. You've done your work and the universe is ready as soon as today to begin yielding to you the evidence of the good work that you've done. Life is supposed to feel good to you. It's supposed to feel good. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be the ride on the river that you knew it would be. So let yourself enjoy the expansion that this life has caused, this express life, this explicit life, this specific life has caused you to experience. Let this specific life, which has produced a very specific fruit, let yourself go swiftly to the tree and begin enjoying the fruits of your labors. And understand, as you are devouring the deliciousness of those fruits one by one, that the appreciation that you feel as you're participating is shared by that which we are. Because in your pleasure, we are fully present. Anything less than pleasure, you're out there on the raw and ragged edge on your own. In your pleasure, those goosebumps that ripple up and down you, that's us reveling in all that we have become. Those goosebumps are your conscious awareness of the appreciation we feel for your leading edge place in the expansion of all that is. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain joyously and infinitely, eternally incomplete.